Saturday morning, Oscar's here, he's cleaning up. It's rained overnight, which is a bit of a shame because we drilled some stuff yesterday and John wanted to get some spraying done. But yeah, we've got some puddles on a soggy wet yard. Hopefully we had some banners delivered yesterday. Guy that does our seed socks printed us some to use at the front of, there's like a mark on my screen. To use at the front of the parade. So I'm going to dig them out, see how easy they're going to be to fit in a bag to get on the train with me, as well as a Starlink on, well, Sunday to be fair. Not too bad, even if we have to carry them. I might have to try and put the Starlink maybe in a suitcase, something on wheels so it doesn't get bashed around. And then I'll just roll these in a tighter bundle. The videos in the last few days have had a distinct lack of machinery. So I'm going to talk about the combine for a little bit. So the combine obviously drove 940 miles all the way, well in fact you can see better around this side, can't you? All the way from John O'Groats to Land's End last year on Ye-Map. And we ended up down sort of here in Launceston, I think it's pronounced. We are going to be there this week at their open day on Thursday. I think it's the Hamleys depot. So if you're going to be there, we will see you there. But yeah, it's now done 2 seasons. In fact, this thing needs tightening up. Can you see how that's not level? One of them, that one maybe has jumped a sprocket. You know, the little rubber blocks have jumped over. So we'll line that up. Probably from some lumpy beans going through. What if we had go wrong? We had a bearing rumbling, didn't we, on a shaft. And we've had a belt snap, which isn't bad in probably like 4,500, 5,000 acres. Tracks, they've got a bit of wear on them. In fact, they look worse on the camera than they actually are. Camera's like exaggerating it. But, I mean, there's still 10, 20 years left in them. It's been perfect, you know. Yeah, a belt. Oh, header. We got a stone jammed in this belt, didn't we, in the dark, and it did damage that, which was a little bit of a pain. But yeah, very, very, very pleased with it. It's just as reliable as the one before it and the one before that, really. So yeah, there's a little bit of combine for you, because you've not seen that for a while. Merlot wise, this is the mini one now. We'll have a little look how many hours this has done, because this has been on the yard, I don't know, 3-4 weeks now. So it's done 36 hours already. Yeah, so I thought, you know, a little bit of tractor content. We've obviously got the other 2 tractors, other 3 tractors. But APR, BPR, what's the difference? Agricultural property relief is on the land and the house. BPR is on the machinery. BPR is what's going to get every farmer, because that's your livestock as well as your machinery. And oh, is that Adam going past? With logs. That's going to get everyone because of the level investment. Combine £500,000. Just looking over there now. Grass rake 15 grand maybe. Muck spreader, they're 30 grand now. Grain trailers 25 grand now. Horse cultivator well over 50 depending on the size. Quad tracks on the front of it. A new quad track now must be knocking on the door of 300,000-400,000. Claydon drills, what will they be now? 50 grand. Fertiliser spreaders are 20 odd grand. Telehandlers 70-80 grand depending on spec. Even little ones are in the 50s. Fertiliser, stock of fertiliser, what was it, 400 and something, £500 a tonne, I can't remember now. There's 3.5 Arctic full in there, another one on the way. Hedge cutter, someone told me one the other day was 100 grand. That wasn't, that was about 14 or 15, 8 years ago. That Euro, a new one of them, over £200,000. And that's just what I can see from where I'm stood. Another grain trailer over there into the 30 grand. Bateman sprayer, high 200s, nearly 300 depending on spec. Another telehandler, 80 grand. All the attachments. I mean, there's, well, draining machine. You know, what was that? That was over 30 grand, I think. Buckets, couple of grand a piece. Big pile of them. Sheds. Sky's the limit with sheds. You can get a shed for 30 grand. You can get a shed for £1 million nowadays. Wood chipper. Again, bit of agricultural business assets and stuff. That's 200,000. Tractor on the front of it, 150, 60,000 maybe. Digger, 70,000. The list just goes on. The baler's 130 grand nowadays. Grain handling equipment. There's a load of wire in the shed that was 20,000 quid when we put it in. And a lot of this stuff, maybe perhaps not the buildings, this is all stuff that tenants. So if you're a tenant and you've got a successional tenancy and you want your children to take over, they've got to find 20% of all them business assets. And that's just what isn't understood about this budget. It isn't just on landowners, it's businesses. If you own a hotel, and it might, you might have been in your family for years, or a restaurant, it probably got a high value asset because of where it might be, or bricks and mortar. You pass that on, 20% of that's got to be found. It just mind-boggling, and that's why they're trotting out this figure of 565 farms a year will be effective. We can't afford to lose 5 farms, but that's just on APR. The BPR is they say like carbon monoxide's the silent killer. Well, it's the BPR reduction down to $1 million that's the silent theft in this budget. I mean, there's a biomass boiler behind here, makes us more efficient, saves us money, but it costs us 400,000 quid to put in. Sits on the books. There's a 20% bill attached to that. It absolutely bonkers. I mean, there's a set of tyres for row crops over there, tyres for tractors, mowers. You really don't want to start adding this stuff up. There's 2 of them. The other one's in the other shed. Depending on spec, £250,000 One of them's fastened to a drill. Farmer's weekly price this week, 180,000 for a drill. What are these now? I bet these are 20 grand. Even them fans, you add all them up, there's got dozens of them. Seed, I bet there's 10 grand of seed sat there. If something was to happen to me or something was to happen to my dad, and you have to just suddenly walk around and value absolutely everything, that is the scary thought. That is where businesses are going to struggle, and we're going to find passing it on to the next generation impossible without selling something off. And selling something off at 20%, 20% of it off to find the money, you might have to sell 30% of the land off because you've got to pay a bit of a tax bill towards some of the machinery. Then you're going to have to pay 24% capital gains on it. It's absolute robbery. It's tying the next generation's hands behind the back before they've even started. And we simply can't let it happen. And that is why the last 3 weeks of my time has been taken up trying to educate government, trying to organise this rally to get them messages into Westminster, into Downing Street. There's going to be tens of thousands of angry farmers outside West. There's a light on that tractor. No, it's a reflection. Across the road from Downing Street. Hopefully we'll be listened to. Hopefully we can communicate to the public the importance of farming and food production, so that if more action does need to be taken, the public will understand why we have and why the shelves are empty. But equally, other businesses look like they're going to be joining us. Tommy, Morgan and John have been driving through the SFI crops without telling me that they have. Anyway, today's birthdays. Chris Witt is on there. Will Speck, I think it's pronounced, is 40. Beth Cottingham is 18. Darren Chesworth is 48. Thomas Hill is 6. Caden Sad, I think it's pronounced, is on there. Daniel Williams is 15 from Widnes. Ed Gearing is on there, and it's £80,207. But I forgot to write the 207 on. Happy birthday to everyone, today's birthday bumper. Dad is just putting the Merlot away. I'm going to end the video today. You've seen some machinery today. You can see some moving, which is always bonus. It's better than being in that London. I'm going to go and sort these banners out, work out how to pack a Starlink in a rucksack for taking to London tomorrow. I'm going to go and see Father Christmas hopefully in the morning as well, which I can't believe it's just going to see Father Christmas in November, but you know, that's what these big shops do now. They're cashing on it for a bit longer. There's a video I'm going to end with. It's Andy from Cheshire Farm Machinery. He's putting a coach on. There's a message from him about it. If anyone wants to join, his phone number's in there. Apologies for yesterday's video because it was very short and was just completely all London centric, and you know, we don't like London centric because that's how bad decisions are made in Parliament. But thanks for watching today's video from Tarbuck on a farm, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Afternoon everyone, Andrew here at Cheshire Farm Machinery. Look, there's a lot of people going down to London next week. It's been giving us a lot to think about. You guys, you provide our livelihood. We support you. You support us. So on that, we've booked a coach. We're leaving here next Tuesday morning, very early. You're very welcome to join us. It'll be first come, first served. Cheshire Farm Machinery are going to pay for the coach. We would like a £40 donation from each person, though. That will go to our charities, that, you know, the ones we support. You've seen us about. If you want to come, you've got my number. Send me a message. I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. If you're successful, it will be first come, first served. You do need to bring some British produce with you because we are going to donate to the food bank. And if you're thinking of coming and bringing any trouble with you, don't even bother applying. But thanks for watching the video. There's only 50 places. We're not going in this. We are going in a coach. Thanks for watching.
It's Friday night. We did LBC last night, and we've come to the station to get basically the last train home. Stood chatting to one of the catering staff actually about the train and how many people drive it and stuff. He said, "Oh, we're just waiting for the driver." Driver walks down the platform. It's only a lad I went to school with. I've not seen for 20 years. Last time I saw him, he joined the RAF, and now he drives trains. So he's just been showing us a little bit of the cockpit. Well, actually, can I say that? Were we in the cockpit? Couldn't film it, could we? Yeah. But we had a little look in the cockpit when it wasn't moving for the front carriage, and it's, yeah, nuts. Looks very simple to drive as well.